How can mixed use provide additional value or a value add for residential subdivisions? Yeah, that's the question we want to answer in this video. This is a question that's related to what I call neighborhood design or community design. What do I mean when I say that? You know, when I talk about neighborhood design, what do I mean? That's the design of vibrant neighborhoods that allow for what I call human flourishing, right? So it's neighborhoods where people want to live and work and shop, right? So it's really important. I find oftentimes we try and impose the creation of dynamic neighborhoods from the top down through government regulation, which often fails to achieve the desired result. And so part of the message that we try and deliver here at Redefined Horizons is that there's a lot of good reasons, financial reasons, and financial incentives that developers have to build those type of neighborhoods anyways without government intervention. And one of those reasons is because it makes the property that's going to be sold as part of a development more valuable. So this is the first kind of lesson that I want to share about neighborhood design based on my own neighborhood where I live in South Stockton. So I live in a neighborhood, it's called Little Johns Creek. We have about 1,000 single-family homes that were built over the course of about 10 to 15 years as part of this development. We have a city park, or we have a little city park, but there's no retail or commercial parcels anywhere near our subdivision. So to the south and the west and the east of us are industrial parcels, and then to on the east side of us is the freeway, the 99 freeway, but there's no commercial and no retail. Now, you might think about, well, what's the big deal? You know what? So there's no commercial or retail. What's the problem? Well, it doesn't seem like a big deal until you start doing some math and you realize that if we have about 1,000 single-family homes, that means we have probably 4,000 to 5,000 city residents in that one residential subdivision. And that's basically a small town, right? So my grandparents live in another small town in a different part of California. They might have 4,000 residents total, right? So we basically have a small town on the south edge of Stockton that has no easy access to retail or commercial. So the nearest retail we have is at the nearby freeway interchange at Arch Road and Highway 99. And what do we have there? We have 2 or 3 fast food restaurants and a couple gas stations, right? The gas stations are not very well maintained. They're kind of dirty, rundown places. Like, you don't want to go there after dark, right? So there's no place to get groceries, period. And so it's several miles to the nearest grocery store for anybody in my neighborhood. And you basically can't even walk to the freeway interchange. So if you try the freeway, all the retail at the freeway interchange is on the east side of Highway 99. Our development is on the west side of 99. There's not good sidewalks that allow you to get over to the retail environment. So what if the developer of my residential subdivision had included just a couple of retail parcels or a handful of retail parcels? What dynamic would that have created in my neighborhood? Well, first of all, it would have been a great location for a couple of retail parcels. They would have seen very high demand, right? If we had a corner store, I'd be there all the time, right? I hate driving across the freeway to go to one of those rundown gas stations, right? If we had a little corner store or a little corner restaurant, we'd probably frequent that business. I'm sure that other families in my neighborhood would do the same. So you could sell those parcels for a nice chunk of change if you're the developer. Second of all, it would have increased the value of the homes in the subdivision, right? Homes with some nearby walkable retail, right, are going to be worth more than 1,000 homes in the middle of an industrial zone with no retail available. So it would have increased the value of the homes. Certainly would have reduced the number of vehicle trips in the neighborhood, right? Absolutely, that's a positive thing for the residents and the community. So what are the lessons from this one particular aspect of my neighborhood in South Stockton, Little Johns Creek? Mixed use can be a value add. It can be a win-win for the developer, for the local government, and the residents. That's one of the things that we try and focus on here in our business is win-wins. Like, how can we find win-wins for all of the parties, right? So land development doesn't have to be a zero-sum game, and mixed use in residential developments is one way to achieve those win-wins. Increase the value for the developer, make the neighborhood a better place to live, reduce traffic congestion in the community. So lots of positives there. And it's certainly a way to improve the quality of life for residents without the need for government regulation or government subsidies. So I encourage you, if you are designing a subdivision with a large number of single-family homes, to think about how you can incorporate retail and commercial into your subdivision design. It will make your neighborhoods a better place to live and ultimately will increase the value of those homes.